Good for the YouTube video.
Yeah,
what's up, boys?
Yeah,
sorry.
When it flash floods, the people are like, you don't know what's coming, and you just get all your shit gets swept away.
Tim knows this.
It's exactly it.
Well,
yeah,
dude.
it's an easy way to avoid swearing for the first 30 minutes, actually, of the whole show.
Yeah, so all my buddies are just gonna like hang out by the pool and go to Top Golf. I'm like, oh, I'm flying across the country. There's Top Golf 15 minutes from my house, and I own a pool. This is not good for your boy. So we're gonna go hang out by a pool in Las Vegas. A bunch of Cali bros. May just walk out to the Grand Canyon.
Just take a walk out.
Jump off.
But you'll do it with friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's what counts, right? It's gonna be like The Hangover, but with a bunch of 40-year-olds. So almost as fun.
It's a lot more Tylenol.
Tyler Page, you're in the watch hobby? Love to see that, buddy.
Way to spend all your money.
It only gets worse. I literally got a watch today. You know what? I'll get one tomorrow. I keep dumping all my money on stupid things. They can bury you with watches,
It's true.
as far as I know.
And you can resell them at least a little bit.
No, that's not collecting.
It's true.
I still feel bad about selling my CRV.
Sells collectors, but they're just buyer and sellers.
Yeah, just buyers, dude.
You're not a collector.
No, collectors keep forever.
It's just what they tell their wives.
Accumulate.
Yeah.
I'm still kicking myself for selling my CRV
What's my dad loves that thing.
right up from under the
Absolutely loves
collection.
that
I know
thing.
it's one of the greatest cars I've ever engineered.
Him and my mom.
Or rear-wheel drive, the one with the empty diff hanger in the back.
Nah, AWD.
Oh yeah.
And I had it still had the table in the back,
Table
only been
and all.
used once. The half table, nothing like a half table.
Yeah.
That thing drove shockingly good for just like the cheapest like CUV thing. It was, I don't know, Honda gets it done. Big Honda guy.
Grab a couple of waters.
2 Seikos, 1 Bolivia. Oh man, you get some watches going, buddy. You're in the stage what I call you're going to sell all these watches in 2 years stage. You'd be like, you know what? I bought a bunch of $500 watches. I'd sell them all and buy a $10,000 watch.
You got to watch the cheaper watches. If there's something that you got your eye on that's expensive, you don't want to buy too many.
Dude, that's the beginning of my watch career. Just load it up.
Yeah, that's a problem because there is some cool stuff that's not crazy expensive.
They're like
But
Mark
then-
1s and Mark 2s.
You got it.
Yeah, and then you're gonna
You want that GT3? You know,
you're like, check out all these cool watches I can never wear because I got a bunch of cooler, more expensive watches.
I just push them around.
Oh, Wade in Australia suffering.
Yeah.
Mr. DJ, good evening.
How warm is it out there today, buddy?
Yeah,
Guys,
we're still-
do you have dry heat in
Do you
Australia?
Think you think we're out heating Australia right now? Isn't it winter there?
They get a winter? I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
What is it, like 5-degree difference?
No, dude. I think it actually gets cold sometimes, right? Anyone been to Australia?
No. Unfortunately, no.
Luckily, Wade is there right now, so he can tell us. Also, we have no idea what time it is in Australia. We don't even know if it's cold.
Isn't it 12,
Oh, wow.
Like 18 hours.
Right now in Sydney, Australia, it says it's 50 degrees
Yeah, I told you, dude. It's winter.
Celsius or degrees?
Fahrenheit.
50 Celsius. Drink water.
Valid question.
Wow, they have
Valid
the
question.
best weather, like 63 to 50 every day, it seems, for the next 7 days.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Nick in the room letting you guys know it's nice in Connecticut
kinda
right
nice
now.
in Connecticut right now.
There you go.
Nice hot breeze.
What part of Connecticut is that?
Yeah.
Way north. Portland.
God. The humidity, man. You need a scuba suit to go out there.
Yeah, it's soupy out there, man. New Zealand has killer snowboarding. All right, let's go. Well, he's in Australia.
What does that have to do with anything?
That's like Rhode Island to them, no?
Hop, skip, and
I guess so, yeah. I mean,
It's pretty close.
Rhode Island to New Hampshire, New Zealand, Australia. Just drive it. It's a couple hours. Come on. Half an hour from coast to coast over here. Oh, beautiful West Hartford.
represent.
One of the best cities in America.
So did you say drive to New Zealand? I was just going to pull up
I
the
heard
map.
it. I heard it.
Nah, they're real,
Not driving in cold.
Yeah.
real close, real close.
We'll just take a ferry.
Take the ferry, dude. Take a gondola.
I always wanted to visit Tasmania.
Really?
No.
Harris.
No.
Chris Harris is giving me the stare right now, man.
You mean our president?
You're
something.
into. I'm sorry if you're listening to this.
His eyes
and I
follow
can't think of your
Dude,
Your
it's
band
like one of
name.
the.
Pestilent Empire, I think it's called. He was in Zanzibar and filmed all these like videos of him doing his.
Talking to the mic.
Oh yeah, get on that thing.
My bad. Homies in Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Filming. He was out there for some mission, but he was filming some side quests.
I'm always on a
of
mission,
him
dude.
Playing guitar in some abandoned.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Kinder. I'll
Yeah.
be back.
Quick drug deal.
Little drug deal I'm gonna get done.
Dropping off that
Car
envelope.
parts. Wink, wink.
Really kind of on.
I'm curious now. He's selling a watch. He's not a collector.
That new Seiko. Is this dude just playing? He's just out there playing?
This is Newark. Should be 10 over.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, yeah. Dude just out there ripping,
Out in Africa.
living his life.
What's he in?
Oh no, just
Himself.
yeah. He's just he's ripping a guitar. Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those 6-string bandits.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know how many driving roads there are in. What did you say, Zanzibar?
I'm sure there's some good ones.
Exactly. I was gonna say that's right up Zach's alley. Jumps, dirt.
I'm trying to convert Dave.
To off road
After the overcrest.
I have a couple of cars that I would do it in.
that you could
So,
get suited for it.
go.
You didn't die.
I'm back. Now he tried. But we made it. Actually, Kinder's usually in the chat. You know,
He is.
show
Yeah,
up
he's
live.
probably going to be in the chat on his bike on the ride home.
Yeah, heard we had big guests today. You know, want to come see for real.
What is? According to
So
50-year-old
this is
white
literally-
woman.
Forgive me, but this is your straight up YouTube right now. These comments are coming through YouTube and YouTube Live.
Yep.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah, we get the
This is
hardcore
what
listener
everybody
base.
tells us that we need to do, and I don't even know it exists. So it's
At the shop,
it's
just
dude,
yeah.
you guys need a YouTube. I'm like,
Nah, don't.
Yeah,
who's
we just,
gonna edit all?
Right. It's just so this
Man,
is
you're
a
gonna
little
bring in
bit
like a full-time
But
dude to edit.
going live, it's really just no editing. No
exactly.
nothing,
Yeah, you just run the risk of pissing a
around,
lot of people off and
finding
getting
out.
canceled constantly.
Yeah, it's nice. It'd be nice around a shop. Is like you wouldn't have to like scope the place out to rob it. You could just watch YouTube, especially live.
Watch YouTube, go back. Yeah, awesome.
Oh, that's in there tonight. All right. Yeah, I don't think I'd mess around with it at all at your place, dude.
Yeah.
We locked the RWB up the night before we took it out to even crafting cars. I was gonna post a photo of it like sitting there, and I was like,
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Better left.
That's
better
like
left unknown.
We were gonna store our buddy's 993 Turbo this winter, and we're like,
nah.
I don't think our insurance will cover that.
yeah, we.
thing. It's worth more than the building.
It's a bit much. All right, I think we're good to go. I'm gonna pipe. Actually, yeah. I gotta still figure out some new music to
Wait,
set.
who are you gonna pipe? Gotta be Zach, dude. Zach's getting a pipe, dude. That's why we sat over here.
Who's piping who?
Classic Josh.
Somebody's getting piped.
dude.
Somebody's getting piped. A lot of piping going on. I'm going to add the music in audibly on this episode because
Tim playing the pipe.
Tim Connors, where's Jordan? I'm sure he knows.
Jordan's probably still,
Stepson Jordan.
yeah, still hanging out.
Yeah, doing his thing. Yeah, no intro music. We're just going to get right into it. So I think this is, we're making a new effort to break things up a little bit, to provide more content in a way and allow our guests to leave our facility at, 7:30 instead of 10:30, 11
And
o'clock
then
at
everybody
night.
live can meet us for lunch. Meet us
Exactly.
for dinner, rather.
That's true. That's true.
We dip out of the interview, we go get dinner, we come back.
So for those wondering why we're here live, why we're here earlier than usual, it's because we're going to do that. We're going to record with the Bootsy Boys, and then we'll be back after to record the regular show. But, don't worry. Hang tight. We know what we're doing, kind of.
Who's been messing with my arm, dude? This thing's going limp on me.
I think that one's just got the...
Back when I was here.
I think it's got the case of the rest of
Cocksure.
them.
Now?
It's got the rest of them. It needs that blue pill.
I keep leaning into it.
Needs it. We need...
Got a hawk 2 on that thing, dude.
We need some. We need an injection of cash so we can
Yeah,
purchase
dude.
the really expensive
Little blue pill.
mic holders. All right, so let's get right into it. Butzigear, Bootsy Boys, thank you very much for joining us once again in studio.
Absolutely.
It's been I don't know, a couple of years, I think, right?
Easy.
Something like that. When you were last here, you were pretty much moved into the shop. You were operational. Still, a lot of things were being finished, and especially with Zach banging out a lot of finishing touches around the place. That was all happening. Needless to say, you've been in the shop for a little while. How's things going over there?
We're doing good, man. We are now 4 years into the new space. We're still working on the space.
Yep.
There's a lot of work, like customer work to do. And then in our spare time, we do work on the shop and improve. So the additions have been alignment rack, another lift, and kind of tooling up still. You know, just to keep up with demand and make some efficiency, better.
Engine room.
And then engine room was
Oh,
the big
hell
one.
yeah.
So we have a clean clean room basically for engine assembly. Transmission assembly, and
Luke's safe space.
that's Luke's home away from home.
It's a
Basically.
good place
Is
to
that where
hide.
that's where you vibe out?
I have anxiety now because I'm not there.
What's happening in that room right now?
It's like they send some guys to padded rooms. We send Luke to
Engine room.
Just the engine
build
room.
and that's his Zen space.
Do you put on a lap coat when you go in there?
I do not.
Okay, all right.
It's a little.
You're just nude then. Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cleanest.
The dirtiest thing that goes in there is May, and that's because we love her and she can slide in every once in a while. But even when we see her, we're like, hey May, like get
Right. Try not to.
vacuum up. So it's you can build an engine in a parking lot.
Yeah,
and on the side of a road if you had to. And
Or a dorm room.
I was gonna say right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or a car. Dave, get up on that
Guy's
mic
a legend.
as well.
There are things, how on the mic.
Yeah. Let it tickle
You
you.
gotta feel it.
If you wore your headphones, you'd be able to,
Oh,
I
damn.
was told I didn't need these, and now everybody.
No, you're perfect.
They bamboozled us.
I'm just reminding you. I'll take them off. I'll talk over you all day.
You got them.
But basically, to have a dedicated space with clean tops and everything to sort out new
Right.
engine builds and stuff like that, and transmissions, a lot of pieces to transmissions. So it's been really. I mean, you can speak on that.
Yeah,
but
it's clean. It's clean. It's organized. Nothing else that's like off limits. So
Yep.
stuff doesn't get piled in there. It's super.
I was gonna say that's dare I say safe space for all that stuff.
You
Like
got it.
nope, no junk, not gonna pile up.
Some
whatever.
hits the
No
floor.
box
You're gonna find it
collection.
real easy.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
like, if there's an extra bolt on the table, like
Uh-oh.
that was supposed to be in there.
Just throw it in the intake manifold. Now that's
A lot of people do that, man.
yeah.
We've seen it.
There's actually an air cooled motor on the other side of the building that someone dropped a rivet in.
Oh,
And that was bad.
no good.
That's as an owner of a dirty shop for a decade. I can't even imagine what it's like to have an engine room. That's
Engine room is.
I put boxes in there immediately.
There's AC in the engine room.
Get
Oh
out of
my
here!
god.
Oh god!
Yeah, so engine rooms, they're not absolutely necessary. You can put an engine together in any space that you can clean and organize. They're a bit of a luxury, but boy, if you're doing a lot of stuff,
Dude.
Yeah.
that's the way.
No, it's a good. I mean, even just from a mental standpoint. Hey, I want to be focused for this. I'm going to be in the best place possible to do the best job I can.
100%.
Yeah,
it's
just-
a frame of mind.
Yeah.
Chuck some
Yeah.
Bjork on and
It
just
reminds me of
It's actually kind of
Fuck
funny
the-
because when he's working down there, I'll be in the shop and I'll be doing something with the guys or at the desk in the shop here. And then I go through, we have a disassembly area, and I'll go through the disassembly area and down into and open we got French doors, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So open the doors and it's immediately just a totally different space, different vibe.
Yep.
And he's usually rocking out to like classic rock or something like that. And it's just a different headspace, but also space.
Yeah. Yeah.
And super bright light, and it's a cool spot to be.
I know, Luke, you've been obviously your time is all over the place with whatever you do, but do you get to spend a lot of time reassembling motors and assembling stuff?
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I can crank stuff out faster in there than we can logistically put it in the car. I mean, that's the reality because lifts are always an issue.
Yep.
So in a smaller shop with what do you have? Dave? Four active lifts, 3 guys. Half the time the lifts are tied up.
Right.
So I can get the stuff out of there pretty quick as long as all the parts are in.
Yep.
So I would like to spend more time down there, but there's work to be done outside. So
Right,
you're
right,
bouncing
yeah.
around a lot.
Yeah.
But
How is parts availability for motors? Obviously, that's going to vary. There's many different components, but
it's good. It depends on what you want.
yeah.
But no, I feel like engines, it's
I think
decent.
the
We haven't had
OEM
any issues.
Like Porsche original and OEM stuff is pretty available. I do a lot of overnighting just to expedite and get some stuff done.
Yeah.
If we're ready to roll and we needed something, or we see that we need something, I'll expedite shipping and just get it there.
Yeah.
Porsche has it. They call it a VOR. It's usually like $20. So for $20, I want the part.
Oh yeah, it's worth it. I mean, it's worth it just to pay that to get your lift back. Realistically,
100%.
yeah.
So, but some of the aftermarket stuff, there's still, depending on what it is, if it's made to order or what it is, private room ideal for cranking stuff. Cranking, baby. We're talking about like different kind of cranking.
All sorts of cranking.
I'm talking about setting up the station over there. I don't think.
Yeah, Josh. So if you want to lay some pipe,
We got the room
Come
for
down
it.
to the private room. Zach will give you the tour, dude.
We'll actually put them in the dirty room because we're not going to be,
It's
cranking clean. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
Bootsy's bunny room. That's exactly.
Yeah. But part availability, depending on what it is, not horrible. If it's obviously custom order stuff or
Yeah.
like there's certain, I'm not going to like blow out brands that are taking a minute, but there are certain aftermarket and performance parts that take a minute, but
Yeah.
it's what it is, man.
Yeah, and that's
it's
the I
like-
kind of like components for Porsche specific. They're not selling 500 of them a month. It just all right, made to order, made to suit, stuff like that.
I'll call it raise wheels right now.
Pieces of shit.
It's not going to change anything.
They just came out with a whole Porsche line. I think,
Yeah,
in
not.
like 5
You
Oh, yeah,
won't
they
see those
did,
for
yeah.
14
Yeah.
months, dude.
Well, you won't see your BBSs either.
we don't see a
No.
lot of stuff for 14 months.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of issues.
Yeah. Still working on it over at Raise.
So you mentioned different components, tooling, in particular. As more and more vehicles come out, newer stuff, do you have to obviously adapt? You don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah, I think we're not heavy focus on newer vehicles. Obviously, we service and will maintain and do certain things with new vehicles, obviously performance modifications and that there's not a lot of tooling that's necessary for that. A lot of the tooling that we did do was more for engine assembly and timing and engine assembly and transmission work.
Yep.
So we're well tooled to basically build like 991 back engines. We're not running to build 992 engines right now.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, if you got a 992 and you want to do something, we can find some time.
Can figure it
Your
out.
boy.
You got the perfect
we're
room.
always looking. Luke is happy just building flat sixes and air cooled stuff and even into 996, 997 and turbo and GT3 stuff. I always like to push a little bit. As like a business owner, you're always looking to grow and to kind of push your boundaries and find the next. Not that there's not enough challenges, but find the next challenge to overcome and just be better.
Yep.
But we're good with where we are at.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, it's at some point can be overwhelmed rather
It's
easily.
really overwhelming.
I'd imagine
It's
so.
Yeah, it is a lot. And plus transmissions too. There's not a lot of places that do as much as we do in house.
Yeah.
Right. That's a pretty significant.
So we do a good bit because
yeah.
we have a good bit of experience. So
Yep.
we're doing around the world on a lot of cars.
Right. Rebuilding a Porsche transmission, whatever it might be, new or older. How is that? I mean,
It's awesome. I love transmissions.
Yeah.
They're super logical and very mechanical. I mean, engines are too, but you can get into electronics and
Yep.
variables in engines. But transmissions, most of the older manual stuff, they're really practical. Just super logical. But you got to
Transmissions.
Transmissions, you're real.
You
Dude,
walk
my
into
biggest tool investment is transmissions.
Okay.
more than engines.
specific stuff for specific,
Every
either
box you open, it's different stuff.
bolt wise or head wise
Special
or
tool-wise.
Okay, so like just to
literally
land your
measuring.
tool.
Measuring.
Okay.
Measuring devices or even like gear pullers. There's certain pullers that won't go over, say fifth gear of one or like the length of a shaft.
Yep.
You need to pull from over here.
Yep.
And you need something that has really long arms, if you will.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's all specialized. Kuko is a big brand that makes those things, all in Germany. But we've also had Zach make tools for us. There's certain things that you either can't buy anymore, or that we felt that we could make.
Yeah, they're
better,
easily reproduced.
Right. It's not like
Input shaft holders. You take an old clutch disc, you cut out
Yeah.
the hub, and you can
Yeah.
use that. Yeah.
Weld her up.
Yep.
you got the
Well,
guy
they're
for
Daddy.
it.
He does that nice.
Yeah.
We make them in cardboard, and this kid comes back with a piece of steel that's got the bolt holes where we need them. You pop it on, you put your bolt holes in, and build.
You're
the
on your way.
transmission. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Little tranny job.
amazing.
Can't call it that
You're
anymore.
just the guy
You
for
can't
it.
say that anymore, tranny.
It's a they job.
So what do you see the brunt of these days? Is it, I mean, again, because you're catering to a lot of different people, but do you get ebbs and flows of different, oh man, we just had a run of 964s for the past 2 years.
Well, it's funny you say that. So 964s have been heavy. I don't really know if it's because, people are just finding that they like 964s. So there's an influx of people buying 964s, but the past, I would say 3 years has been very 964 heavy. Could be because I have a 964. I was posting 964 content.
Yep.
And maybe that's they do 964. I don't know how that
Right.
works.
Just
we
kind
do
of
it all.
direct marketing
but-
of that. Yeah.
I think 964 heavy. Recently, a lot of 993 stuff coming through. And then a lot of 996, just Carrera stuff. We have a bunch of turbos and things that we've kind of sorted and built and things like that. But I think the new wave of stuff is really 996, 997. But as far as air-cooled goes, all of them. I mean, we do a lot of G-Body, SC, Carrera, 964 and 993. And it could be anything from just straight service. Most of the stuff is heavy, it's multi-system. So it's suspension, engine, maybe transmission, some interior things, and a lot, a couple of the cars now we are building complete resto mods. So those are going to be going out for paint and stuff like that as well. So it's, pretty comprehensive.
Yeah. Heavy stuff. Are you guys finding that it's a lot of owners coming in to get their car back up to speed, if you will, or somebody prepping their car to sell?
We get a little bit of both. We have I would say most are either a long-time owner that realize that, not that the car's been neglected, but time has taken its toll on certain things. Maybe it's got some leaks or, a noise here or there or something that it didn't do for the first, 20 or something years. And so they're trying to get the cars right. I feel like some people do prep cars to sell. We do that as well. We also do PPI, pre-purchase inspection or a post-purchase inspection, and then all of a sudden car needs. So we'll give a prioritized list of needs and work through the car. So we'll do that for people that are either looking to sell or people that have just gotten a car and want to just get it up to snuff. Some of those guys are in and out of cars quickly, but they just want it right. And they know that most of the money that they're putting into it, if they bought it right, they'll get back, and at least they're selling something that's sorted.
Yep.
That's important to me and to us as a team. Basically, we just want to make sure that the cars that are coming in leave sorted. And that usually entails, multi-systems, suspension, engine leaks and things like that. Just get it as good as you can get it while not blowing somebody's, bank account.
Right.
Do it within a budget or have them understand what you're doing, but just turn around a car that's going to be really, really good.
Yeah. Luke, you helped FCP Euro fairly recently, right? Or is that because I in the PPI stuff in particular, basically pre-inspection of purchasing a 911. I have to say, I watched that video. It was awesome. It was
I got
great
really
to see.
good. So full disclosure, have not personally watched the video myself, but have gotten nothing but super positive feedback.
Yeah, you absolutely
people
nailed
were
it.
Like, thank you for not just giving us B-roll and having somebody on to actually go through a proper inspection.
Honestly, it was as if you've been doing it for years. That's the way
Appreciate
I
that.
looked at it. I'm like, this is perfect. Yeah, it's perfect.
Thanks for sharing that link, Josh. Luke can't even seen it.
I told him, I said, even if you don't want to, go on and watch yourself talk about what we talk about all the time and go through car stuff, just go in and read the comments. and see the feedback, not about the car, but about you as a presenter and a knowledgeable, experienced person running through a car. It's pretty cool to see. Even, I read the comments and I was like, God damn, man, that's pretty cool. And
No, it came across good. And it went smooth. They were like, "Oh, dude, you're a natural." They're going to be asking me to do another one. Just wait.
Right. It's kind of a proud feeling.
Full-time gig now.
Yeah, sounds like it. Got to talk about pay scale.
We gotta scale this up.
You got to get on
getting a lot
that
of-
Screen Actors Guild. You get in there.
he is a natural though. When he needs to talk, especially on camera, there's been several occasions where, he just nails it. And that's awesome.
I don't say much, but when I do.
I know where the advertising budget's going now. There we go.
That's it.
Lots of publicity.
And I mean, it's a very noticeable thing that it comes out easier when whatever the subject is, the person's actually passionate about it. That makes the world of difference.
100%.
Because they want to be there, want to actually discuss. And, for the most part, yourself, you guys live this stuff. So it's something you enjoy talking about.
Yep.
Kind of taking a step back to the actual facility itself. You guys have hosted a handful of different events. I mean, obviously you are a Porsche shop, but I know I was in attendance for a wedding there, which was awesome.
Come on.
This crazy guy.
Bunch of assholes.
He didn't even ask, and not in a bad way, didn't ask, but I saw it in his eyes when he came up to me and he was kind of like, "Hey, Dave," and I was like, not a problem. Like, we'll do it. And he's like looking at me and I was like, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And I don't even think like the words were even.
Cass sealed the deal though when we were out to dinner because I was like, "Is he serious?
Yeah.
Is he serious?"
No, I was serious, and it was awesome.
It was a very cool. Awesome. I think everybody who's there, and obviously the wedding, the people who are the wedding for in general, like it's something you'll never forget. Obviously, 100%. Weddings are weddings, right? You can probably, for the most part, if you have a great time, you're never going to forget them anyway. But that was a very particular one for many reasons, between the rain, the facility, and you blowing your motor.
And listen, I was supposed to be driving the VR at that point.
Yeah.
He asked me, he goes, "Hey, I need somebody. We're gonna like do something in the front. I need you to do a burnout in the background and whatever." And I'm like, "Dude, you just put the thing together." He goes, "Dude, just send it." And I'm like, So I was actually running late, and as I was heading towards the shop, these guys are going. I see the Harlequin going this way, and I look, and Zach's driving, and I was like, "Oh, thank God, he's gonna do the burnout. I don't have to be burdened with that, because, dude, if I blow somebody else's engine,
right, on their wedding day,
cool. On their wedding day,
Yeah, that's tough.
That's not cool. Yeah, we could rebuild it, whatever, but like, whatever.
No, it's kind of
You
do.
But he full sent, and I mean, the burnout was epic. The photos and video and everything else was epic.
Yep.
Now we're back to old reliable
And now he's
diesel,
back,
baby.
Now he's stuck.
Motor had
fucking
less of a good
TDI
time.
Back in the thing. God damn it! Doesn't have a throttle body. Still blows my mind. Not gonna lie,
Dude, I don't want to go off tangent.
Wait,
too
doesn't have a
much,
throttle body?
dude.
Here we go.
Feel me for a second.
I'm pretty sure-
No throttle
For
body.
how?
But
I'm
it's a
pretty
diesel.
sure. I'm
It's a
pretty sure
diesel.
it's in a box
Was it just
somewhere in
put
his
more
garage.
diesel in?
Dude, he comes over, and this is the first engine that I was fucking around with.
I'm looking at all the parts.
I'm like, "Dave, can you
like-
come by, help me?" And he's like, "I don't really know much about diesels, but I'll come by, whatever." And he's looking around. He's like, "Where's the throttle?"
I'm like, dude, I see everything here, but where's your throttle body?
And I'm like,
He goes,
"There isn't one." He's like,
no
"Dude,
throttle.
stop
So
fucking
the
with me."
throttle's just linked to the injectors?
injector.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Air and fuel, baby.
This is crazy. This is crazy news.
Just an IV drip of
But
diesel.
some diesels do have throttle bodies.
Yes.
Not this one, though.
Right? Your car has
Not this
Yeah.
one.
The later
Cayennes.
Cayenne and later TDI or diesels have throttle bodies like real cars.
You want the non-ones.
Yeah, obviously.
So
You don't want those throttle bodies holding you back.
Big,
How you going to roll coal otherwise, dude?
bit of a buyer's guide right there. No throttle bodies. That's
that
it.
thing rolls.
Step
full
one.
on
Luke
idle.
drove it back from when it got detailed.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
He was like, "Hey, you drive it and it's cool, and then you want to smoke screen
Ah,
somebody."
dude, easy.
No problem.
Very specific throttle opening between the two. It's a fine line.
No, it's not a throttle opening. Just saying.
I meant
It's an
It's
injector
a-
over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
floor
Yeah,
throttle. you
it's
know?
it's more of a flow situation.
Yes.
That's crazy.
How are you? Are you seeing anything else other than? Are you taking on any work from Macans or Cayennes and things like that?
We do.
Okay.
It's funny. I think somebody out there, and thank you for for posting on a Macan forum or something, but somebody must have either has a really great pool of friends that have Macans, and they were like, hey, I had my Macan service at Butzigear, and they were great. You should take your Macan there, because there was a day, and I'll never forget it. I was busy as hell at the desk, and I took like 8 appointments for between 19 and 21 Macans.
Get the
And
hell
I'm
out of
like,
here. The Macan forum's supposed to be super
I'm
cool.
like, what the fuck, man? Where are these guys? Where's everybody getting the info? Like, Macan, like, bring your Macan here. And,
Right.
And, I mean, I'm good with it.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
service.
Hell yeah.
We love new faces and bring it on. But I was just kind of surprised to see that. But yeah, we're full service Porsche. Macan, we don't really have a lot of Panameras for whatever reason. We do have a couple of GTS S, 4S customers, but Cayenne, Macan, and obviously 911s, and like, bring us some Boxsters and Caymans, please. Like, we work on those too. It's not just a 911 shop. Luke is like, la la la.
Bring some 944s in there.
944. We have 944.
Some
We do
928s?
a lot of. We have
Land Sharks?
928s. We haven't had a lot of. We
Only
have
one, right?
one.
That's enough.
928 customer, and I mean, that we would take 928s, but
Yeah.
but the 944s are on the creep. They're starting to come out of the woodwork. 944 turbos. We have a couple of really well sorted 944 turbos that we spend a lot of time on. We have 2 more or technically 1 that's going to be coming out of the shop soon. He's been waiting. You're talking about parts availability and stuff. He was waiting on some parts for a good minute.
Yeah.
And subsequently came into the shop one day to check on the parts, and his power steering rack was leaking to the point that I told him to leave the car at the shop because we got to order you a rack.
Yep.
So that's been at the shop for a little bit waiting for other parts, but everything actually came in about a week or maybe 2 weeks ago. So we're going to be getting that up and have a little wave of 944 turbo action.
Yep.
But we have the big stuff that we have right now. We have a couple of big 964 projects and some 993 stuff that we have to get through. And I'm going to mention Greg. We have a badass. It's technically a 964 with a 9. He's doing wheelie action with it. It will do wheelies, but we have a very, very badass 964 that's bodied as a 993 GT2. That's a passion project. It's something that's been at the shop for a long time. It's evolved over time. We just want to put out, like, I would say, like, the most cutting edge, but best car that we can do with all the things that we can do. But as time goes by and you're waiting for something or this or just logistics, technology, is always changing. And now there's something better. There's a better injector. There's a better, fuel system or something that you could do, or individual throttles or electric. We started just like, we're just going to put stock manifolds and obviously injectors and fuel system in the car. But now we're doing water to air, drive-by-wire, big boy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're excited about that. So,
Might not do wheelies. It might fucking fly.
it might just fly.
Might leave.
We're
Might
gonna
go back in time.
And the wings will be in soon. So we'll be attaching wings so we can fly. No, but the thing is badass. Big twin turbo, badass power plant.
Yeah.
Custom transmission at this guy Zen.
Straight cut gears.
It's badass. It's just badass. But yeah, to answer your question, a lot of front engine stuff, a lot of modern stuff, and we're good with it, man. We'll take it all.
Take whatever.
Yep.
Including kind of, again, same thing, back to the facility. You guys hosted an RWB event.
Yep.
How was that? How is the, let's start with the beginning. How'd that come to be, first of all?
So the client, Justin, is a local client to the shop. And he was actually a customer of mine from my old Gate Lane shop, early days when I was alone. And he actually had a B8 S4
Yep.
that I was basically taking care of and stuff. And he would always see the cars around. And I guess this even gets like further deep rooted. I guess he was about 10 or 12 or something like that, and started following Nakai, I think before even RWB stuff. And he would be a good guy to get on here to kind of tell his story. But basically, around 2019-ish, put together some funds and whatnot and ended up buying a 993. But my understanding is he actually bought the RWB kit before he even had the 993.
Power move.
Yep,
Best
before.
way to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, he knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
He didn't just
100%.
want a Porsche.
Yeah.
Yep.
He wanted an RWB. So without getting too winded, like long-winded into this, but basically started when he was 10, got a 993. We just did basic maintenance and so forth. In that time that he got the car, he knew he was going to get the kit, or that the kit was coming. And he kind of dropped that on me. He's like, hey, dude, I'm going to be building an RWB. I definitely want to do something cool. And, maybe we could do it at the shop. Now, at that time, I was in like a 1,500 square foot shop.
Right.
With 3 lifts and no room
Yep.
whatsoever to hold an event like that. So, and it didn't have to be an event. you know,
Right.
But
Shout out Gary on the chat.
who's out there?
Gary Doolin.
Gary Doolin's in the chat.
I don't know. They're shouting him out.
Someone's shouting them out. Big
Hell
ups.
The Atelier.
Start with Gary Doolin.
See, that's what the chat does.
Hell yeah. We'll
Not
get
just
name.
us.
He'll be coming up.
We'll get him out here. But basically, we basically started doing service and maintenance on the car. He was waiting for the kit. Then COVID, stopped the world.
Yep.
And so there was a lot of waiting. In that time, we had ordered some parts, built some wheels, and they're just on ice, man. Like, it was kind of crazy, just like kind of like forgotten. And just someone would pop in every once in a while, and we did like brake service and fix some leaks and things on the 993. And it's always like, dude, can't wait to do this.
Right.
Fast forward, basically January something 2024, he literally gets a text and it is like, Nakai will be there February 22nd and 23rd.
I love that shit.
Tons of notice.
Literally like that.
Order the Marlboro
I
Reds and
still have-
Coca-Cola now.
I think
Nakai's
I
gonna be there in a
screenshot
month.
that text because I kind of shit myself a little bit when I saw that, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, because I knew that there were other things that we needed to do to the car. We didn't want to just slap a kit on the car. That was
Right.
never, that's not how we roll.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's not what we wanted. It's not what Justin wanted. He
Yeah.
wanted to build something special. So, it turned into basically, all right, dude. Like, we had to talk to Gary.
Yeah.
Gary didn't even know he was painting this thing. Like, he had no fucking clue. We had stopped by maybe a month or two before, just going like, hey, dude, just so you know, like, and that's when we really started working together on multiple projects and things. And we developed a really good trust with each other. And so, like, Gary's our dude, he does our paint and body, and that's what we wanted. So I literally go there. I'm like, Justin, get in the car. Let's go talk to Gary.
Hold on, you're 2 months out, and you're
we're like
going to
6
see the
weeks.
paint
Six-
man.
six-
Not
six
even
weeks.
6 weeks.
You're
6
going to see your
weeks.
paint man.
We're going
Yeah.
to see the paint man. To
Oh
be like,
God,
hey,
dude, that's
So-
amazing. What a
so-
paint man.
So we
he
literally
put in the time.
Yeah, Gary killed it. So we literally show up to Gary's. Josh is there. I'm like, hey, Josh. The last time I was there, I actually had talked to Josh, and Gary was spraying in the booth. He's always he's working.
Yep.
And so I couldn't really voice it to him. I was like, I'll come by. We got time. Like,
I mean,
this isn't even
again,
on
at that,
radar.
I was going to say, at
You know what
that
I'm
point, there wasn't a text
No,
saying,
this
hey, I'll
was
be
just
there in a
like
couple weeks.
whatever, right? So now we're literally walking into the body shop, and I'm like, "Hey, Josh, where's Gary? I got some news."
Yeah.
And Josh is already looking at me like, I think he kind of knew,
Yeah.
Sixth sense or whatever. So he's like,
There's trouble afoot.
"We're gonna have to work real hard,
Oh,
6 weeks
no.
straight," So he literally he pulls Gary. Gary was sanding something or doing something. He's got a mask on. He comes in. He like pulls a mask. I'm like, hey, remember that RWB thing that I was talking about? He's like looking at me a little funny. And I was like, this is Justin, Gary, Justin. And he's like looking at me, and I go, I really want you to be part of this. And like Gary's like looking at me. So I go, 223. I think it was 23 and 24,
Yeah.
22,
Yeah.
23. I forget. So bad. I forget the dates now, but whatever it was. The first date, 2X.
Yeah.
And Gary's like, what year? Literally,
Oh, shit.
I believe that was his first
That's a real paint
comment.
man.
was like, what year?
He was basically like, when?
I
Because
said-
it can't be.
I
next
said-
month.
It's definitely not
Yeah.
next one.
There's
I
no
said
way you're saying
6 weeks.
He's in the
Like,
air.
6 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Like 2/23.
Yeah.
You know, 22, whatever it was. And Justin's got this face. And Gary like looks at Justin. He goes, "Hey, I think I went to school with your brother or something like that, or what? Or you went to school with my brother or something." So he goes, "Fuck, man." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got to do it," you know. Like, and
Yeah.
he wanted to do it, but
Yeah,
he knew
yeah.
what that was going to be. You
Yeah.
know, it's going to be a lot.
What
Yeah.
a G.
Yeah. And he knew he could do it.
And he knew he
Yeah.
could do it.
And at that time, the car was there. Was the kit there?
No. So
Okay.
that
Love that.
That's the next.
Love that.
That's the next.
The guy's bringing
The
it.
car's not there. The kit's not there. And he looks at and I was like, so you know, Justin got the kit and whatever, and I said, when do you want me to bring it by? And he was just like, today.
Yesterday.
Oh, shit.
And we're like, all right, cool. So Justin went to get the kit. We dropped it off, and it was fun unboxing. That, you know, I gotta say that whole experience was awesome. You know, and just that doesn't even cover it. You know, it really. You know how they say like it's not about the cars, it's about the people.
Yeah.
So it was never, and it's funny because it's not about RWB. It's not about Butzigear. It's not about Atelier. It's not about that. It's about the people involved and the camaraderie and coming together and coming up with these ideas and things and just making shit happen. But then also seeing it like Justin's face, like as his car is like disassembled, he came to the shop a couple times. He was sweating, you know,
Yeah.
and it wasn't hot out yet. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like dude,
Right, sweat in February.
I think
February,
Justin,
dude.
you know, he's got this little this little thing he does. Like he kind of like, you know, does like one of these, like when he, you know, like almost like wiping the brow.
Yeah, yeah.
But he kind of like, you know, did like a couple of these when he's like seeing what's going on. And I don't think he was ever worried, but you know, you don't see that every day,
Right.
You know, and then you're like looking at your dates, and you're like, this shit's
creeping.
winding down.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? But yeah, I you know, the comment on that basically is that it was not about, you know, the thing. It's about doing it with people that you know, respect and enjoy.
Collaborating.
Yeah.
And that you respect.
Yeah.
And to take it one step further to your question, which was the event, that was the best part of the whole thing, was opening up to the community.
Yeah, it looks sick.
And seeing everybody else that appreciated it
Yep.
in the community come and appreciate our work in the space that we built.
Yep.
That was just icing.
Our
Right
friend-
on the
Killer
top.
space for it as well. It was awesome.
It was good.
Our buddy Ben with the red
Oh, yeah.
964. He's like, oh yeah, I went. He's like, it was crazy because there was GT3s and RSs
Oh, dude, the lot was
surrounding the neighborhood.
It's
It wasn't even.
It the second build day kind of exploded, and I'm glad it did, because for that time, you know, people kind of came from all over the place.
Yeah.
There was, I think it's, oh man, I'm on the spot now. Quattro. They have a garage here. They do a lot of RS.
Quattro
stuff.
Yeah.
Motorsports?
Quattro Motorsports. Is that what
I think it's
it is?
Quattro Motorsports.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
went to
I
a
believe
shop
so.
there. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice guys. I think he has a reel. He flew in, like he literally like flew a plane in with his buddies.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then they
shit.
met somebody that they knew here. And
These RS guys are different, dudes.
super cool, super cool. Shout out to the pilots out there, because that's a
That's
flex.
sick.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
it is.
awesome.
When back to the paint quickly,
Yes.
he painted the whole car and the body kit.
Yes. So originally, that was kind of to
Color
me-
change.
No color change.
Okay,
Polar Silver.
thank you, Jesus.
Stuck with it.
Yeah, oh, Polar Silver's sick though.
That was the one thing. Originally, you know, talking 4 years ago, Justin was like, "Yeah, dude, you're gonna paint the whole car."
Yeah, you have to.
You know,
You can't blend it.
and then it kind
Blend
of
this
like,
thing.
you know, you start talking about paint price, like legit
Oh, God.
quality paint pricing, and
It's not what it used
it's
to be.
not cheap.
No, dude.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Big
So
money.
Right.
he was kind of like, "Oh well, you know." And to be fair, we did assess the car. The car was super clean.
Yeah.
Like, all the purists out there, we cut up a 993. It was super clean.
It's the cleanest.
But
then the guy
anywho.
came by in a fresh painted car
you know,
with a
so-
body saw.
Thing was beautiful, and we were like, dude, you know, with a paint correction, and you know, so it's funny because some of the areas that weren't so clean were getting cut anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're like, dude, that nick isn't going to be there, you know, like, so the rest of the car is super clean. Maybe we can get away with just painting a kit.
Yep.
And that was kind of the thought process, plus compounded by the time.
Yep.
And not trying to cut corners. It was like, maybe we just paint the kit and do a really good color match and go. And then, you know, as things are like, everything is just so good.
Someone asked how long my car was in paint, Joe. 8 months to put a body kit on a K car.
It happens, man.
It's going to take that long for me to cut the check as well.
And Gary will throw me under the bus for this, but the paint's the easy part. It's the prep work.
It's the prep.
all
Right.
the coatings that
Dude,
went
that car-
in under the paint. Multiple coatings. Thousands of dollars in
If it
sprayables.
took him, it's funny because he kept sending us like, we had a really nice group chat.
Yep.
You know, for the RWB build with everybody involved, and he kept sending updates. So this dude would like sand paint off a fender and send an update and do some body work and send an update and whatever. And by the end of that day, that car was in final clear and rolled out the next day. So like the paint is not, you know, doesn't take long, but it's the rest of it. And he had a lot of prep work. There was the body kit, super great quality, the RWB kit itself. But, you know, Gary would look at it and he'd be like, oh, there's a little, you know, so he went in on it and he did a fabulous job. But, you know, kind of getting back to it, like, we ended up painting the whole car because everything else, wheels, calipers, the engine bay that we redid and stuff, custom exhaust and everything else, the interior, the retrim work in the interior, BMW restored seats in Connecticut.
Yep.
Those guys are killer.
Did a great job. So everything was so good that we're like, you know, kind of again, like when he was not asking to have his wedding at my shop, you know, it's like you look at each other, you know what we're thinking.
The right thing.
And Gary's looking at me and he's like, dude, I'm going to paint this whole shit. And I'm like, how the fuck you? He's like, no, we're going to take it apart.
Yeah, it's just the right thing to do. Yeah.
It's his commitment to excellence.
Yeah.
Like, because he just knew he wouldn't be happy.
Like that was decided on a Wednesday or Thursday, and we were putting everything back together on Sunday. We all went in and went down to Doolin or Atelier and put the car back together on Sunday, and ended up coming back to our shop on, I think, Monday or Tuesday for maybe one of the glasses had to get put back in.
Yeah, the rear.
And just some finalizations in the engine bay and stuff, and then positioning the car because I think what was it, Thursday or Friday that Nakai came?
Wasn't it Friday, Saturday?
It was Friday. It was Thursday.
I think Thursday.
Oh, well, Thursday he showed up.
Dude, transporting those painted fenders must have been like an armored truck. I mean, like, I'd be so
back
worried
of
the
a
whole
Toyota
time.
truck, you know.
Oh, shit. I'd just be like, oh, my God.
Everything was in blankets.
Yeah,
Gary is he brought all his racks.
Yeah,
he had everything
Yeah.
like all displayed, but it was all like it was just done really, really
Hell
nicely.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
They were like wire rack shells that we cut cardboards. Like everything was just sitting.
Yeah, it's just
sick,
proper, ready to go. Probably some of the most professional stuff Nakai has ever, you know.
Yeah, he kind of came in and, you know, I kind of watched him a little bit. You know, it's kind of like you have, you know, you have somebody in your space, so you're kind of like, is he cool? You know, like, is he cool with it?
yeah.
Like, you know, what does he think? And like,
Is my,
you know, like,
my,
I mean,
my Milwaukee drill bit's going to walk
where's all
away,
my
or what's
stuff
going
at?
on here?
and
lock the
we kind of
prior
watched him a
room.
little bit,
right.
But he, there's one thing that Nakai said to me, like directly to me, that I'll never forget. And he just like, I went up to him, he was in the chair, he's smoking, and I just say, you know, you good, everything good, you know, whatever. And he just looks at me and he goes, he like looks up at me and he just goes, great memories here. That's all I had to hear.
Oh, perfect.
I was like,
it's a great,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
You know, so
job well done.
That was cool.
That's sick. That's like the I had a dream speech at that point. It's just like, the God.
Great memories here.
Great
Just kinda
memories here.
just
Like,
kinda
here we
looked.
go.
And he did like what I do, like sometimes when you step back from your reality and you kind of like look around your, like, dude, like you guys built, like, you're doing it. You know what I mean? There's got to be times that you walk in here and you're just like, God damn, dude, like,
Oh, that's cool. Right. Yeah.
Why we go
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah.
because it starts as a dream, you know what I mean? So to see him kind of just soak it all in for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick, dude.
I was like, that's
is.
pretty fun.
And if you've ever seen his little shop there, it's very much the same
yeah,
vibe,
his shop is
Yeah.
wild.
you know,
Yeah.
Rustic
as
and
what we have
Neons,
there.
right, right.
Yeah.
Utilitarian,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know what I mean?
Little organized chaos
Yep.
here and there.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think he's got a little more chaos than we need.
He's got more chaos
Yeah,
than
oh,
you
yeah,
guys
for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
That one, It
I was
looked
trying
like,
to be diplomatic.
Dude, it looked like Woodstock
You?
on that second build day.
Oh, dude.
I know I couldn't come down that weekend. I'm like, what the hell?
The smell of
Sick.
fiberglass was just kind of crazy from him, trimming and doing his thing.
Yeah.
But
I think my favorite part watching him
Yeah.
was him putting his slides or Crocs or whatever the fuck he was
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
under the bumper when he was cutting it.
Hell yeah.
Little spacer from the concrete.
Right. He knows. And I bet he knew exactly how, the distance.
Yeah, it's a slide. That's how.
Yeah.
That's the
no,
clearance.
Yeah.
no wasted
That's what RWB.
movements.
Right,
It's
right.
a Japanese thing.
Right.
yeah, no wasted, dude.
None.
Spec those things
can
out.
I talk a little bit about
Yeah.
like how Nakai worked and my view of what he did?
Yeah, because I was even going to ask how it was to hang out with him like the night before. I know you guys went and got pizza.
Night before was cool.
he treated
took
that
him
guy, dude.
to New Haven Pizza. We went to where do we go again? Because there were so many options.
Pepe's.
Pepe's.
No,
Pepe.
it was Pepe's. And we introduced him to Parmesan.
Oh my god, this dude.
He just went for it.
Yeah.
Parmesan.
Past the Parmesan was what he was saying pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
But loves pepperoni pizza. And I did ask him, I go,
Oh,
hey,
gee.
better than New York? And he goes, yes.
Ah,
So
suck it, New York.
Connecticut
We all know.
has the
Fuck
best
off.
pizza.
We all
Comment
know.
on that. But yeah, hanging with him was cool. Very nice guy. Not a lot of words spoken, but just his mannerisms and his being, is just cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was very cool. But going into build day and watching him work, and these guys, they worked with him. Him.
I was going to say, because there is, you have to help with things, right? He
Some
kind of,
stuff. Not necessarily as it pertains to the car itself, but more like equipment pieces.
yeah.
You're playing support staff, and the helping was less body kit and more of the grunt work.
Yeah.
Yeah, like take those wheels off.
I got to
edge.
take this wheel off 4 times. You can do it 3 times.
Right,
I'll do
right.
it the once.
Right.
Which is
right.
fine.
Or put it on after, Yeah.
Yeah, you get to a point where you're just like, yo, just take that wheel off from me.
Yeah.
So, but just watching him move, and so in the fitment of the kit and things like that, there's a lot. I'm just going to speak freely. So there's a lot of controversy, and a lot of people call him hack, and they say that those cars are hacks. It's just, I can speak only for the one that was built at our shop,
Yep.
and that's
First
the only
Connecticut one, by the way, right?
Say again.
First Connecticut one.
First RWB car built in Connecticut, first 993 built in Connecticut as well. But there is a 964 that's owned by a gentleman named Mike that has a 964 badass car, turbo, it just ticks all the boxes.
That car's awesome.
That car is a Connecticut car as well,
Okay.
but was built in PA. But he is an owner that has the car in Connecticut and is technically RWB Connecticut #1. So the way Nakai wrote that, and I guess we'll address this because there was a lot of controversy about this too, we believe that the translation was translated into RWB
CT build number 1.
Build #1.
Meaning
like car
built
in
within the
Connecticut.
board.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cool, whatever.
Assistant to the regional manager type stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys, I'm sure those guys give a shit.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't
This
matter.
fucking unbelievable car, dude.
Yeah.
Sick.
But watching him work, and just really just he lives
Chipmunk?
it. There's no measuring. He doesn't second guess. He contemplates like most of us do when building something. You'll kind of step back and look at something. A lot of people make fun of that, but I do
Not
that
even
all
once.
day long.
Yeah.
All day I look back and I'll walk and I'm looking at shit. I'm doing that when I'm walking in my Cayenne in the parking lot to make sure I got no fucking dings. You know what I'm saying? Like, that bitch opened her door. No.
Right.
We're good. We're good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what you do. When you have that eye, you're looking at shit differently. That's how he does it. He maybe smokes a little bit while he's doing it. I don't smoke, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I think the more fascinating thing to me was the way he fit the kit and knows that with those wheels and tires at that ride height and those camber settings and so forth, that he needs the clearance at, 7 o'clock on the you know, on the lower part of the fender, or maybe like 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? And then maybe over here at like 2 o'clock, he's got to do a little clearancing and things, and everything is just done with that air sander.
Yep.
And he just takes off what he needs. A lot of it is done, I think, before he even puts the fenders on. He's clearancing the top edge so that it meets the top of the quarter and the fender properly. You cannot call the dude a hack.
Yeah.
And the job is not a hack job. And that's all there is to it. Somebody asked me, could you guys do it any better? And it was somebody that knows that we do good work.
Yep.
And I was like, I mean, probably not. You know, and even to do what he did in 2 days, dude, Luke and I would have been painstakingly looking at every fucking thing.
Second guessing,
like a
measuring.
week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And going like, oh man, I don't know, maybe like,
That's the most incredible
what's
part.
this look like?
2 days.
Like,
Yep.
It's
2
truly
days,
incredible.
Hammer time, and not hacking it, man.
And how
Beautiful.
many hours a day?
He did. I would say about.
It's supposed to be two. It's supposed to be 2
hours.
hours.
Like
Yeah, I
two
think the
work
first day was almost a full
Yeah.
8 or 7 something, and the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
day was a little
days.
shorter.
Like
Yeah.
like nine to maybe 5-ish, like in work day.
Pretty
can't-
normal.
2
yeah.
working days.
You can't buy one of these things and just 3M tape it on, right? He's got to come do it.
No, he does it. He does.
No, I think you can buy a kit.
Just chuck it on?
I
I think you-
hold up.
Woof.
The air cooled stuff
No,
installed by Nakai. I believe 997 kit, the 997 kit that's available.
Yeah.
You can have an authorized installer
Okay.
install,
Okay.
if you will.
Somebody of his bidding, I'd
The body
imagine.
shop
to
that's
just
probably done.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bunch
just
or
somebody he's
involved.
familiar
There's
with.
a few, like I know there's a lot of cars that are built in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta area. There's RWB Metro Atlanta or something of that nature.
Yep.
And then I think out in the Seattle area, there's another big shop that does a lot. In Washington, I believe.
Yep.
And I'm sure, California, there's a bunch and stuff. But yeah,
So overall, great experience.
amazing experience, man. And sharing it with the public, like Luke said before, I'll touch on that really quick. We just had basically like free tickets, just
Yeah.
through Eventbrite, just so I kind of could control.
Yeah, right. You
people that are
didn't.
gonna
Yeah,
come
yeah,
through.
yeah.
And it was amazing to share with people, hearing people say that it was a bucket list and, bucket list thing for them. And, there were some people there that like had illnesses and things like that they came up to me and were like, hey dude, I really appreciate, this is like something big for me. I didn't think I'd ever see this in my life,
Yep.
like that's huge, dude. That's
a big deal.
massive.
Yeah.
So
there was the guy in New Haven while we were having pizza that found out Nakai was in New Haven, and he was in the hospital while his wife was giving birth, and named daughter,
Yeah.
Akira.
yeah, named his not knowing,
Found out about
not
that after the build.
knowing, but after the build, somehow somebody messaged Justin, I believe through Instagram, and said that he was a big, longtime, lover of Nakai and his work and things. And his daughter was born the weekend that we were literally eating pizza.
Yep.
And he named his daughter Akira.
Yep.
And that's huge.
It just shows how much
People
it
that
can-
name their dogs, Turbo and Bootsy and whatever.
Right,
And, because their love of cars. This
Yep.
is somebody naming their kid after a guy.
Right, that's a pretty-
because of love of cars.
Right, right.
And
It's a big commitment.
Like that's wild.
Yeah.
So it was cool, man. But
Unforgettable.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Just an experience overall, and just positive all the way around.
100%.
Did you find that it helps with the shop's popularity at all?
I think it brought awareness to the shop. We did have interest in people that wanted to build RWBs like through the shop or with us, or have some sort of have us part of it if they were kind of outside of the state and stuff.
Yep.
So we're working on a couple of those, trying to figure out logistics and things and how or if they really want to pursue.
Yeah.
We are involved in another RWB build. It's a gentleman named Joe from, I believe he's actually New York rather. And the car will be built at Porsche Englewood. It's a double header. There's been a bit of media about that. So that is at mid-July. I think it's in about 2 weeks. We have the car at the shop now. We're
Yep.
next week. Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure it's
Winding
next
down,
week.
baby. Next week.
This is just full suspension, no big deal.
Yeah. full chassis stuff. So, but it, you know, the RWB community, I'm not heavily immersed in it, but I guess in building and being involved with Justin's car, hosting Nakai and with Joe,
Yeah.
everything that seems to be involved with RWB and surrounding it, and the people really, just through Instagram and social media and going back and forth with these guys, like it's such a cool network.
Yeah.
They're super welcoming, the whole community.
Yeah.
It's really, to me, it's kind of like back in the day when it was just like dudes trying to do cool shit with cars and other people,
Right.
And that's like what that community is about. It's cool.
What about your own projects? It made me think like, oh man, last time I was Mark III, that sort of stuff. And then you have I believe the Cup car that's been showing up at a few places.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, what about your own projects?
Yeah, my own projects. So I'm going to be cleaning out my dining room at home. I'm asking Zach to build. No, that is happening. Joss, if you're listening, we're going to get that dining room nicely set up. Gonna have Zach whip up a
Walnut
table.
turbo table.
Let's go.
Turbo whistle table. But anywho, my projects, I got a lot of cars, man. I got zero time. I and the team are very, very focused on customer stuff. When they say, hey, dude, it's not about you. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of my professional life, if you will. And it does dip into personal life. Like it's not about me. You know what I mean? It's and it kind of sucks, but I thank you. But it's not about Luke either. You know what I mean? Like,
I've been trying to change my oil for like a month. So.
I've been trying to lower. So people know I bought an SC. I got an 82 SC, and I've been trying to lower that car since before I bought that car.
He's riding in Atlanta,
the
donk style.
The only thing I wanted to do to that car was just lower it.
Yeah.
And I have not been able to put that car on a lift to lower it. And you could say, all right, dude, like you can go in there on a Saturday or a Sunday or stay late or whatever. But like the truth is, like, I'm staying late, I'm doing paperwork or trying to get somebody an estimate or something or put something together for somebody.
Right.
Or, dude, I just want to go home. I want to go like chill with my dog and my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Interjecting. I can't post his balls on this particular car because he's out there fucking driving
hammer
it.
that shit.
Right. Just out there.
Getting it. He didn't take it apart.
Full set.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if he
If I
goes to
take it
put the
apart, but
suspension in, it might not
Lead down another
it
path.
might not come out of the fucking
100%.
guy.
Because then it's like
leave it.
the idea that I had, like, just to lower and refresh bushings.
Turns
and
into-
it's like, dude, let's call MCS and let's
Yeah.
get some, coilover conversion and, go all out and, it's off the road for suspension. We'll pull the engine and
Act like it's a customer car and have him
I
fucking
know.
lower it.
Yeah, you should just call me every day and be like, yo, dude, is my 82 SC lowered yet? And I'll be like, nah, dude, I got to get it up.
So
That would probably do it.
I was
would
just gonna
probably
say,
do it.
how often are you receiving calls like that? You obviously don't want to throw anybody under the
No,
bus.
I'm not going to
by
throw
any
anybody
means,
under
but-
the bus. I mean, listen, dude, the reality is we have a lot of work. And getting through that work, doing it the way we do it, to the level that that we do it. Not even that I feel we do it, that we do it. We obsess, dude.
Yeah.
We're obsessed with our work and the final product. And it takes time. Like, if you're dropping off a car for service, something that you go, oh, that's 4.5 hours and that's 2 hours and that's this and whatever. Okay, a day and a half. That's fine. In and out. You drop something off that needs 80, 100, 120, 200 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or there's just, I don't know, because, we need to make a throttle pedal that goes to drive-by-wire that
Should've bought
doesn't
a diesel.
exist. Now there are, it's funny, we started that and developed that before there was a product for that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, now it's like, well, dude, why don't you just call XYZ and order the billet, whatever the fuck? Well, I didn't make a billet, whatever the fuck, because I don't have the billet shit to make it.
Yes.
And, I was laying in bed going, how can we make this fucking car better?
Right.
Oh, drive-by-wire. Well, you got to stick a pedal in the fucking car. Well, and so and I'm not just zeroing
Layers
that one
begin to
thing, but
they
there's just there's levels to everything, and we obsess over every level. And you can look at that as a negative, or you could really see that as the biggest positive because we are obsessing over every little thing, and in the end, it's just a better product for you.
When it's done,
So
it's done.
When it's done, it's done, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it's done,
Yep.
go fucking rip that shit.
Yep.
You know, I know you're not going to call me for any negative reason. You're going to be posting that shit on Instagram, getting your balls licked by everybody out there. And then maybe you're going to go, oh, shit, let me text Dave. I'm having a good time. And
Yep.
we get that.
Yep.
You know, and that's awesome. So there are frustrations in builds
Yep.
and things like that. That should be talked about. We literally just had one. And then the guy comes up and brings us bottles of whiskey and is like, dude, you know, I'm sorry I got a little, you know, panties bunched up,
Yep.
but you know, it's what it is. And, you know, actually we basically love you guys and thank you, you know, and that's kind of, you know, in that life, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know,
Get past the thing. A bit of
past
a
the
give and
shit
take
now go
relationship
enjoy your
here.
shit.
Right.
Everyone's on that Amazon mentality.
That's
I need it. I need it
Fucking
right
tonight.
now.
Tough.
Right.
Yesterday.
You know,
I need that shit tonight.
right.
get a lot. And the funny thing is, you know, somebody will go, well, how long for an engine? You know, oh, I need an engine rebuild. How long to rebuild an engine? Well, depends on a lot of factors, but I'll say X. Part of that X, I call the company or the people that we use to do head work and machining or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, hey, dude, I need a lead time. Like, if I send you these heads tomorrow, how long? And they could tell you, dude, 8 weeks.
Yep.
You know, that's 2 months right there. And that's fine because we'll send those out. We'll be doing other stuff. But sometimes that phone call that I make to a machinist or something, it's like, dude, I need like 6 months.
Yep.
And then somebody goes, so if I tell somebody 8 months to build an engine, they're looking at you like 8 months. Like, I mean, people do that shit in two,
Is that the
two
IRS
weeks.
build it in?
Yeah, like, yeah, waiting on that refund. Right. But you know, it's like people build their engines. Dude, the reality is you could build an engine in 3 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But are you doing everything necessary? Are you clearancing everything? Are you measuring? Dude, how long it take to measure every aspect of an engine? You know what I mean? Like,
No,
it
it's
just
it's hours.
takes
Engines are more.
time, man.
Transmissions
You know?
are easier.
And we have seen the understanding and I'll say respect for time. We've seen a leap and bound difference and for the better
Yep.
from clients and new clientele that just, they're like, Dave, we're here for a reason. Doesn't matter how long it takes. We know it's here. You're going to do a good job. Just let me know when it's done.
Yep.
You know,
Just more
And
understanding of
that's
the
project
process.
stuff. That's like, 200-hour shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's big stuff.
Yeah.
Not, oh, can you do suspension and whatever, and turn a car around in 4 or 5 days or, a week or whatever the hell.
If your machine shop doesn't have a weight, you got to find a new machine shop. You know what I mean?
Dude,
good
it's-
machine shops
it's
are buried
also- that's
all the
very
time.
Very much.
If you guys like, I can take it right now. Yeah, I'll call you
dude.
later.
Yeah, I'm good.
Come
And
on,
listen,
man.
let me tell you this, because we've gotten this too. The machine shop that you talked to is 3 months. Well, I got a machine shop.
Oh,
They said
God.
they could take it in 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
I've seen the stuff that comes
Yep.
back. And we're talking about, and this is where I say we're obsessive. Like, I actually got called out by one of the machine shops that I work with because I actually, for my own car, I didn't cut corners. I try to get it done faster because
Yep.
I was like, oh, these guys are out, but these guys have been doing this stuff. They build like, 1,800 horsepower V8s and all this other shit. Like, I can get my heads done there. I got them back, and I'm not a machinist, but I'm looking at the surface that they cut for the head, and I'm like, that doesn't look, this doesn't look right. I don't want to make that seal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
It
right.
had what I would say, like, you could see the machining.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't be on a head surface.
Yep.
So I brought it down to my guy, like, with my tail, like, hard between my legs. He knew where I brought it because he knows their machine. And I was like, damn, all right, that's impressive. Number 1, 2, can you please just fix it? And whatever you got to just redo the whole shit.
Yep.
Whatever it is. I paid. Like,
Yep.
there was no shop break or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yep.
And I ate it. And now my shit is done right. And we're good.
Yep.
But that's the difference, is literally just the surface of something there's a difference.
Yep.
And one I'm comfortable trying to make 1,000 out of, and one I'm not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or even stock, you know, like just stock replacement. Like there's stuff that I'll look at. You know, it's the same thing. We get something back from Powder Coat. Dude, I'm scanning that thing. I'm looking. I'm like, there's a little something. Nobody will ever see that. I see it. He sees it.
Yeah.
You know, then we have to like debate. Like, dude,
Do we?
you know, like do you risk, you know, because of that 2% little imperfection, do you risk the 98% greatness for potentially getting it back with 4% shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we'll go like, well, it's on the bottom. You know what I mean? Like nobody's ever, when it's installed, you're not going to see it or whatever. And again, that's not hiding some, I'm talking about like a dust speck in powder.
Right. Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, and when you extrapolate that mentality with then talking about building an engine, you know, ring gaps and oil clearances all the way down through, you know, fitting and building suspension, that I know somebody is going to go out there and humding their fucking car on, you know, at some track.
Right.
Risk their life in. Yeah.
You know, like I think about that. You know, we get guys like, hey, hitting the track, pools of guys, 8-10 guys at a time. Like, you know, when we're doing a lot of track cars,
Everybody in Macans.
yeah, Macans. No, but you know, and they're like, hey, we're hitting the track, and I'll think, man, I'm like, man, all right, you know, yeah, the car was good. We did tech inspection, like he's good, you know, and we've had a couple guys that, not because of stuff that we did, but they fuck up, you know, or have an issue at the track, and we did their roll bar and their seats and their harnesses and whatever. And it's like, dude, like, I know that guy's all right, but like, I don't want to hear like, you know, something was weird with a seat track or whatever, and the dude cracked his head, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, we're obsessive about stuff for those reasons. It's,
Yeah.
you know, it's really for everybody else.
And stuff's
to
got your
appease
name on
whatever
it.
the
It
hell's
just
going
like,
on in here.
yeah, and again, your conscience knowing like, oh shit,
Yeah.
did we do that?
I mean,
It's just,
you're-
no, you
got
just have
people's
to.
lives, and you know, you're final tightening somebody's tie rods or ball joints.
Yep.
That's gonna go humding a car on slicks or whatever, and like, you know, go 110%. Like you're in control there. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like you
right.
you don't do something right,
Play a bit of a role. Yeah.
you play a role.
Yeah.
You know, so
Some of your favorite cars out right now.
it's all old stuff.
Okay. Fair.
Stuff. Oh man.
How do you feel about the new, you know?
I think you're saying like modern car.
Just in general, just, yeah, just-
I mean, dude, like RS6 wagon. I'm a wagon guy. I'm an Audi, you know, wagon S guy.
I seen a purple
B5
one
type
on the
stuff.
highway the other day,
man.
and I was just like,
I have a
holy
client that wants
fuck,
to buy that
dude.
car.
What's that?
Factory?
It had to, or I don't think it was
No,
a
it's
wrap.
fa-
It
it's-
it
is
looked.
They make the
Merl-
factory
is-
purple.
So there is Merlin.
Put eyes
purple.
on.
Yeah.
I believe it's Merlin. I think that is the
We're
Audi
only not
color.
an Audi.
And I think there is a PTS ultraviolet, like Porsche GT3 RS.
Yep.
Ultraviolet one.
This one was very much a grape. Yeah.
Was it good?
It was very good.
was
Yeah.
good.
And it didn't look wrapped. So it looked
It's
like,
probably
all right, it looked like
plum
an Olympic
crazy.
car. It was close.
Plum
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. It was nice.
But yeah, RS6 wagon I think is a really badass car. I mean, the Porsche stuff, dude. Like Porsche just keeps making badass shit. Like GT3s, RSs, Turbo
GT3 RS all day.
Ss, like,
Yep.
And GT3 RSs. The new GT3 RSs, they're kind of a lot with all the aero and stuff when you look at them, massive wing and everything. But like, that's like boy dream shit. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're looking at thing, you know.
It's a Hot Wheels car in real
I'll
life.
take it.
Boy math,
Yeah.
baby. It was basically free.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
If it's there, it's mine.
So if I sell how many watches and how many
Yeah,
cars,
yeah.
how
And it's
many
gonna keep
homes-
going up in price. So the value goes up. It's
Yeah.
free.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, GT3 RS, Turbo S, RS6 Avant.
GTS hybrid.
What is it?
They just put out the GTS hybrid. That's
I
my
was
new
going to say
segment.
that was, that was,
the new stuff, meaning like, you know, electric and hybrid stuff. I mean, I respect the technology. I know that's where we're going. Dude, you got a guy here, me, that like in the lineup, I got some cool shit. And in driving my SC lately, which has nothing done, you know,
Yep.
it's so bad. Cause like I'll look at a car like that comes in and I'm like, man, this guy's kind of missing out. You know, that car could be so good. You know,
Every day.
like that car could be so good. That guy, you know, but driving that car, feeling the body, like the massive amounts of body roll and like the fact that it needs some bushings and things.
yep.
compared to the other stuff that I have that's just so well sorted, it's actually kind of fun. You know, it's like that wood roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I
just
mean?
it's
that old
for
school.
the analog, just because
It's cool.
The bad things are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
it's reminding you that you're alive.
right.
Keeping you honest.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
And you're
uh,
working.
and
car
you're
back,
making
you work.
Right,
And when
right.
you're working,
Pure,
you're
it's-
trying to
it's-
stay alive.
Yeah.
I worked it real hard in in Vermont on the Peak Invitational.
Yeah.
Shout out to Andy Baggs. He was in his RS6 wagon.
Yeah.
I saw that SC do
family
things
wagon,
that it should not have been doing.
I don't know how I did that, but I literally felt like I was in an 80s music video. You know, when they're doing all this shit, like on a Nautilus or something. That's what I was doing. I'm wheeling, counter.
What's that song? Everyone's watching. Yeah, that's all I could just picture.
It was a full body workout. We got to Killington in one piece, and I think Andy and I shared a moment. We kind of looked at each other and just were maybe like, "Is this real life? Like, are we in the ditch out there, or like we actually
You made it.
Make it?" You know, it was awesome,
Yeah.
and it's cool to drive an old car like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's fun. You know, you get in a GT3 RS now, and it's like designed to do that.
Right.
You know, my 82 SC is
You don't
not.
gotta be good to do it.
It does a lot for you.
And I got to shout
Till-
out my
to a
buddy
point.
Brian the whole time. And I'm talking, we were hammering.
Yeah.
In Mexico.
My buddy Brian has his phone with probably Spotify or something because he doesn't like commercials. That's a whole other joke. And he's literally holding the radio while I'm ripping steady with 80s music blasting. And I commend him for that.
Yeah. GTI, your Mark III.
My Mark III, baby.
What's the status of that?
So my Mark III is is with Gary at the Atelier, getting more than I thought it was going to do. You know, these start like, you know, like your buddy with the horn. And no interior.
Yeah.
So
You'll have that.
it started. You know, unfortunately, I did get tapped in the left quarter panel, between the quarter panel and the door at a gas station.
Yep.
So talk about watching like a horror film. I'm literally watching a car back up and I'm like, oh, he's going the wrong way. He's like angled funny. That's a Jeep. He's not going to make it. So I start freaking out. He tapped the car. So
Cheaptick.com, baby.
Cheaptix.com. Get yours today.
Maybe a duck was in the way.
I
You
died
couldn't
a
see.
little. I
Dick
died
in
a
that
little.
Jeep.
But so it started as a repair,
Yep.
as they all do.
Always does.
And then it was like,
Just that panel.
you know, I tell people
Now that
all
it's
the
on the
time.
metal.
Have you been there before?
He's still
I just
there.
got out. I got one there that came out like 5 years ago. We're down in metal. Send it to the buddies. You're gonna
it.
paint it the same color. What's wrong with you? Fuck. I knew I should have sent that picture.
Kind of similar sitch. So, you know, again, obsessive about everything. Am I going to paint half a car? No, I'm
Nope.
not. So, and the car was mostly original paint up to that point. And so I'm like, well, it's not original anymore. Tornado Red does weird stuff on the roof, as you know, if you're a Volkswagen guy, you know what I'm talking about. They peel a little bit.
Pink.
Started getting a little peelage,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, fuck it, man. You know, I'll never sell that car. I actually sold it and bought it back. That's how much of a glutton I am. You know what I mean?
Love
Like I love that car, and it's not going anywhere. So I went full in. It's in metal. Gary's doing his thing. Did some you know, requests,
Little
that I
touches
had,
here and there.
little things that I wanted to do just for
Little
wheel
love,
fitment
you know?
and
Yeah.
How about the day
be
you
able
got
to
the
roll
photo when he sent you with all the glass out?
Dude, this guy. I gave him like the green light.
Yeah.
Next thing, headliner and just everything is out of the car, and the windshield is out.
It's dipped in an acid tank.
Pretty much.
Right.
Half the car was mechanically stripped. I'm like, fuck. What? So I'm like, dude,
We're
we gotta
touching
go.
up a panel.
I'm like, we got to go down to the shop, dude. Like that's
Get in the
different-
car.
That's not my car. You know, like he didn't do that to my car. And no, he took the okay and he fucking ran.
He just went with it.
And listen, if he didn't do that, that's ripping off the Band-Aid. If he didn't rip that shit off, I'd still be rolling with a soggy Band-Aid. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I would have done it.
Yeah, half toe in. Yeah.
But the most impressive thing With the Mark III, I killed myself to keep that car clean.
Yep.
And wash the car, take microfibers and dab the window seals and use compressed air if I was around compressed air, blow out the windows, and I just like a fucking crazy maniac.
Bootsy levels of
Bootsy
care.
love, man.
Yeah.
Before it was Bootsy, but yeah. And he pulled all the windows. Dude, there's not one speck. I was dreading
Right, what was
there was
behind
gonna be
yeah,
rust,
the old cobble.
Dude,
Yeah.
Mark III hatch with no rust.
Yeah.
Like
That that doesn't even.
you enlightened me on the gas door shit, which I don't have any rust there either, thank God. But these cars rot.
That's
Yeah.
a big
They
problem.
rot.
Flexing on them.
This car has 0, 0, 0 rot, and it's
Especially for an East Coast car.
dude. But
Especially now that it's down in the
I
metal.
have a video. The amount of junk that gets past those gaskets and sits in there, and I can see why they rot.
Yeah.
Dude, it looked like
Vegetable farm?
like the shit that you went through across country, all that red rock, and
It's like
and
fine,
whatever the fuck
it's
is out
fine
there.
dust.
Dude, all that stuff was literally like you didn't see it on the outside.
Yeah.
When you pull the window, I'm talking about maybe half an inch to maybe a quarter inch and a quarter inch high of just shit. And he literally just took his finger, and it was just falling out of the gasket area there. It was dry, thank God. Then that's why it wasn't rusting. Is that it was just dry dirt.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
my thing to keep moisture out of it.
Yep.
But yeah, no rot, man, which was amazing.
Are you keeping it same color?
Tornado red all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red or dead?
I'm a little apprehensive, or I just hope that it's a tornado red that I remember, because now it looks like steel. So it's like what that looked like. I got pictures to reference, but
Just want it to
he'll do a
feel
great
like
job.
home.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that. There are obviously there's different variations of every color.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll do all right.
Yeah.
It's got to be red though.
Crafting cars.
Crafting cars, but
You guys held one just last weekend, was it? Or the weekend before? 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, I think.
Safe to say it was a very welcomed, event once again, it seemed.
It was awesome.
Went off seemingly great. The location looked awesome.
Yeah. Dockside.
Shout out for the 2 weeks in a row broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that. He always sends me like the little clips that he sent to Kev and stuff like that. He'll send me stuff like when you mention us and stuff, and we appreciate that kind of stuff, because
Yeah, always.
this is all just like dream shit, man. Like, to be able to think of something and build it or put it together and have it well received and have it go off kind of without a hitch, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Have the network of the people.
Right, to pull
Right.
it all together and yeah.
helps.
Yep.
it's awesome. It's awesome.
Guys gonna do another one?
What's that? Say again?
Gonna do another one?
We will do more. We had a little hiatus, man. We had, COVID was a major reason. I think we had one post.
We had one post-COVID,
21.
and then the last one, second to last one, I guess now,
Yep.
at Tribus. Some people in the neighborhood complaining, so that got kind of put a damper on.
Yeah.
It was because I was ripping cars in the morning to get
you, dude.
I know. That was the first one, though.
Yeah.
The first one was like, there was this white car, and I was like, oh, that was a 993. That was me.
The thing that drives me
Sorry,
the
dude.
craziest about it getting canned at Tribus and the neighbors complaining is there is a dirt bike track right up the street. It's not even from here to the end of the road.
Yep.
And this is all commercial.
Yeah, it's
zoned.
industrial. It's
Right,
industrial,
right.
commercial,
It's
whatever.
not. Yeah.
And they are out there two-stroking
Yep.
all day.
Yep.
And they want to can the 2-hour event.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
outta
crazy.
here.
That event
Yeah,
was
it sucks.
awesome too.
But Dockside was awesome, man. So Dan, shout out to Dan
Big show.
from Dockside. He is a 993 owner as well, and just he's a car nut, a boat nut.
Yep.
Like just a nut in a good way.
No, he's good.
He's a
He's
cool
good
dude
for sure.
We talked about having the event there, and he was immediately like, cars at the shop, at the restaurant, and
Yep.
whatever. He was down with it, and his biggest thing was he just wanted to have to throw something and have something there, and see people have a good time. That's his biggest thing.
Yep.
So really, again, not about the cars, it's about the people and having a good time and just yeah, man, doing it.
Yeah. He was at RWB too, and he was like, we got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something.
Giving him the itch. I heard there's a story about the Dockside Bridge or a bridge involving you and Dockside.
Yeah.
That's an after the podcast story.
No, it's actually it's kind of funny, but this is how car guy, I guess.
Hey, shout out Andy.
There you
Andy in the
is.
room. Let's go.
Let's
I
go.
hope he was there when
He's traffic
when I
control.
was talking about him.
My dog.
So the bridge that is in the background, it's 95, north and south, 143 feet high, Zach. Not 30 or 40 like you're.
I didn't say it was 30, 40.
What'd you say?
I said like 100.
No, you did not say 100. Anyway,
That one.
It was a guesstimate from a distance. You know what I mean?
his
Curvature of the earth in that.
I said Stonebridge was 30. That's like 25.
So it's a high ass bridge.
Yeah.
And there is a train bridge that runs underneath. But basically, I believe, dude, did my car get hit? Was that the day my car got tapped?
I don't think so.
No. I don't think so. You got a flat that day.
No, I know. At 130 miles an hour. So anyway, I'm fucking ripping, right? I'm ripping.
Mexico's a beautiful
I'm
place this
ripping.
time of year.
I love that bridge, man. Like
You got to
it's-
rip over it, right, Dave?
It's a
Have to.
It's a rippable bridge.
He's like, if you don't rip over that
you
bridge,
didn't go over it.
May as well stay on the other side at that point.
So I was ripping, and I felt something a little funny, and then I felt a lot of funny.
Yep.
And in a front wheel drive car, losing a front tire. It was a front right. It was a front right. I believe it was a front right. Kept it together, you know. Kept it. I didn't need dueling then. You know what I mean? So kept it straight. Ended up pulling over, and now I'm basically on the bridge. I had an early start, and so I toned it down, bring it over, and I hit up Luke, right hand man here, and I'm like, dude, we had just done some track days and stuff. I had no tools or anything in the car. I don't even think I had a jack.
you had absolutely nothing
Yeah, because you brought it all.
because it was, I need a jack, a 19, a torque wrench, a 17, a 19 socket,
No, 17.
a 17. But then you were like, you also got to go grab me one of my track wheels from downstairs because I don't have a spare.
I am a spare. So thank you for the clarification and for helping me out again. So as I'm waiting there for Luke to arrive, dude, I'm taking in the scenery. It's dark now. It's probably like 9:30, maybe 10. And I'm just like, I'm looking down there like, dude, you're never up there. You know,
Right. When am I
down there?
when
You
am
know
I
what
going to be
mean?
here
Oh, shit,
again?
We're kind of high.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm looking down, train going by, Stady rolls up. I'm like, oh, all right. He's, you know, like car broken down. Like, that
Yeah, yeah.
happens, you know,
Yeah,
where the
this,
fuck
this
are
is
they?
where
What
my
do you
tax
actually do?
dollars are going.
This is where it gets good.
Yeah. So dude rolls up and he's like, sir, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm good. He's like, we got calls for a jumper. I said, no, dude, I got a flat. Like, I don't need a jump. And he's like, no. Like, we got calls. Like, people are saying, you know, there's a jumper. And then, like, I'm like, I want to kill myself? You know, like, and he's like, yeah.
I mean, a
Like,
flat
he's
sucks,
like,
but-
are you good? I'm like, well, I said, dude, I'm having a shitty day. But, like, it's not that bad. Like, it's a flat. And my buddy's on the way with all our tools. I got to shop, you know. I get
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, you mind if we wait here until your buddy arrives? And I was like, no, I mean, you know, that's fine or whatever. And then he's like,
Get away from the edge.
he's, you know, no. He kind of like, he's like, oh, shit. He's like, I've never been up here. The train's down there. And I was like, yeah, one just went by. That's what I was looking at. You know?
911, we got a cop jumping too.
So apparently, dude, I don't know, man. I guess people just, you know, I guess people do that, right? You know,
Yeah.
you see somebody stopped on a bridge.
Right.
I mean, I was looking. You know? I wasn't thinking it. I was looking.
I could land it.
You know? And we got calls for a jumper, and I'm like, no, dude, I don't need a jump. I got a flat, you know, like I got a blowout. And where were you? I was cooking, bro.
Best roadside assistance I've ever had.
Yeah, seriously.
Like Luke rolls up, he's like, dude, why are the cops here? That's a whole story.
Yeah, long story. Thought I was gonna jump.
Thought I was gonna kill myself. But no, we're good.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
changed tire, went home, man. But yeah, that was something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I look forward to you getting your red car done and out there,
Same,
so you
man.
can, potentially
it's
look
gonna
over a bridge again.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what is something? Is there anything you can tell us new about the shop that you want to close out with, or it's things upcoming at the shop?
We did. I'm going to shout Matt out. We hired another technician. We added another technician the past year, Matt, and he's an excellent addition to the team.
Yep.
He's in it. He's dedicated, experienced guy, but also always learning. Like pretty much like us, man. We always say like if we're not learning something, literally like you learn something new every day.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
we're not
Every day.
learning like 19 things.
Yep.
Every
Really
day,
not pushing.
Then we're just not there. We're not awake. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you learn so much, and get to.
Oh my god, dude! What?
Here he goes.
Oh, damn. There we go.
Zach D just came in wearing his full
Did you make?
I Heart Goth outfit.
You gotta get on camera. People don't know what.
Big shout out to Kev.
Shout out to Kevin 11.
Tried FaceTiming him.
Kevin 11.
Working.
We'll get a proper shot of that.
Dug it from the basement.
Oh my
I
god!
Heart Goth.
Those are the pants. These are
them. These are OGs, dude.
Shit. How'd you sneak those out of the vault, dude?
Dude, you know what's
How did you sneak those out of the cemetery?
Jeez. And it was a hot topic close,
wild,
dude.
man. That is wild.
goddamn, Mike. He never
All these
showed up.
inside jokes. People are like, "What the
It's-
fuck is this guy?"
It's gonna work extra good on the
I had to
audio
call my
only.
wife this morning, and I was like, "Look in the basement for the goth pants."
Baby in the basement.
Every time I come here, I want to wear them, and I always forget.
You made it.
And yesterday, the other day when I was listening to the clip, I was like, "Oh my god,
Gotta find
they're
it.
down there.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
100% down there.
Gotta
'Cause
retrieve
he was
those
pretty
somewhere.
bummed that they were at my house.
Right. So yeah, he missed his fit.
Hey, they're yours now.
This fit. If that's what you call that.
Yeah, how's it been going to the mall on Friday for the past year?
Oh my god!
The only way you're getting this back, Kevin, is if you move back to Connecticut.
the
There you go.
goth story continues.
Oh man,
It's like a Star Wars saga. It's never gonna end.
look at this full print, dude.
Dude, those things are
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
If you don't come back,
Fit
Zach,
them over my own clothes.
Shit is custom.
Zach's gonna work on his TDI in those.
Yeah, constantly. Dude, thank you very much for coming to hang out, both Dave, Luke.
Absolutely.
Anybody who is looking for some Porsche service, some help, all that sort of stuff, you can go check them out. Butzigear. Stay up and about on Instagram with the Craftin' Cars Instagram page because they will post there if any
Got more merch.
get-togethers are popping up.
Some merch going on?
Got some merch. Merch
I
game
know
strong.
they're hating on the black and white stuff.
Nah.
How's that?
Fuck out of here.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, we're just saying.
Like, oh, you can't sell it. I know it's more Corey, but you know.
No, we want to.
He'll be here for you to throw
We
it
just
at
wanted to change it. Everybody's got a black shirt.
Black-
Everybody's got a.
You could be a slob.
We
in it.
also have dark blue.
There-
For those
Oh, shit. You guys went way off the
These
reservation
are
with the
actually
dark
cool,
blue.
man. You got a 964 on the back with
Oh, let me get that.
There we go.
Tell me that's an
With a
XL.
little
We got you. We got you.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
One of each. For
Oh,
the
man.
We gotta hook you guys up.
You guys are the
Yeah.
We
best.
got sorted.
Oh man, it's hot in this fit, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's a
You need your sombrero.
deep cut right there. Damn.
Just imagine working on the car in that thing.
Paul Kevin.
There you go.
There he is.
Get Breroed up. Pull in a little. We can't see on the camera. Oh, there
we
you
go.
are. There he is.
Check me out.
That
Follow
hot,
me.
hot,
Kevin11.
How you like me now?
Instagram.
Catch me outside.
that hot goth fit, son.
Oh god.
You look like you could be in a music video.
Yeah, we gotta shut this thing down.
Kevin's dream.
I think that's a wonderful place to end it. Boys, thank you very much for joining
thanks,
us.
guys.
Thank you.
Anybody in the chat, we'll be back shortly with the remainder of this week's episode. So,
Yeah. So
Stick
hang
around.
out. But
Yeah.
we're closing this one out.
yeah. There'll be another one. You'll get the notification.
Yeah. Go have a snack. We're
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah, go have a schwitz.
You have a nice schwitz with your
So
boys.
What time do they normally? I always listen way after.
We have no idea.
What time do you normally come on?
Oh, 7.
7.
Ish.
Yeah,
This is
typically
like-
we start.
This is normal time.
There's no.
Just about, yeah,
We're gonna make
yeah.
them wait now.
Yeah. It'll be close.
Wait now.
Yeah.
All right. How's your boy?
Peace out.
Later.
See everybody
Later.
soon.
Oh man.
Good?
Yeah.
Sick.
Let me just shut down the.
Oh God.
What am I smelling over there?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing other than your ones.
$6 on the floor.